old men, the dirty ones, okay, that's what they will bring to her.
Oh my God.
And then because she needs to renew the rent, she needs to keep paying and eat. That's how she see herself. So when Chioma now started story of her life.
Wow, wow.
The experience she has been.
She had to go through in the space of 3 months. Wow.
They use you the way they want.
You know, some of them
She says some, yes. She says some of them will do and she will be sharp. They know
they don't care.
Clothes they give you like
oh my God.
She says smelling things. They are 7 in one room. She and her siblings. You know, as
in one room.
As God.
Wow.
And she was living large in school.
Are you serious?
I'm not telling you a story that happened to someone.
This is
real here now. Yes.
Wow. It was like going from frying pan to fire. This one was molesting him on a daily basis. Hello there, I'm Chisom.
I'm Divine.
And you're welcome to Let's Talk with Chisom. Yes. So if this is your first time on our platform, Let's Talk with Chisom is all about life-related issues, contemporary issues, but we look at it from a Christian perspective. Yes, from a Christian perspective. Thank you for subscribing, for watching our videos, for the comments and everything. We really love you. Without you guys, we will not be here, right? We really appreciate it. As we said in our previous video, the month of February, we're talking about relationship matters and all that. So today we'll be looking at the reason why people get into hookup. It's an issue that has really eaten deep into the fabric of our society. So we thought to take a closer look at it, and we'll be looking at somebody's story. That's the story of Chioma.
Okay.
Yeah. But so.
But before we look at the story of Chioma, what's actually hookup? Because I saw this on Facebook where somebody said that prostitution now is now called hookup.
Yeah.
Why Kayamata is now called Juju is now called
Kayamata. Yeah.
Where you see longer throats as craving. As in where you see these things that were here we don't want to hear now, but nice. It's been
called true. Fake life is called packaging.
Yes,
exactly. No, I don't understand that generation. Like seriously, when you say prostitution, for instance, nobody wants to be associated with that. When you say hookup, it's like it's a cool thing.
Package.
It's packaged.
Yes.
But what's the difference? Hookup and prostitution.
They are the same thing.
One and the same.
They are the same. But I think what the world did or what the society did is just to paint it two sheets so that it look acceptable for people to accept.
Yes.
This thing is no longer, because when you say this person is a prostitute, like yes, but hook up, beautiful English.
Yeah, it seems to be very cool. Like,
but they're the same.
Yeah, the one and the same. It's actually sex for money.
Yes,
that's what
sex for money. That's what it is.
Yes. Now we're not taking this video from a place of condemnation. No, that's not what this video is about. This video is about looking at this epidemic that is eating deep into our society. This platform is about changing one youth at a time.
Yeah.
And since there's an issue that is affecting the youth, we thought in this season it would be nice to talk about it. Yeah. So we'll be looking at the story of Chioma. Now we had to change her name for the sake of her privacy, to avoid stigmatization and all that. So we'll be using that name as her stage name for this this particular video. And so we'll be looking at her story in relation to some other people. We'll also be looking at other reasons why people engage in hookup or prostitution, whichever one wants to.
Because they are the same.
They are one and the same. So yes, you were telling us the story
of this Chioma. About 22, 23 of a girl, and she was staying in her hometown, and then she has this cousin of hers that is in town, like he's in Lagos, and anytime she visits, she's always looking to spend money.
The village, right?
Yes, she's always spending money, and Chioma was craving. What's up?
You know, yes,
like, person where don't day village is not flowing. What's up? She was like, it's happening in Lagos. So just told her one of the things she's doing without telling her that she's into, prostitution or hookup, whichever one you choose to call it, they are the same. She told her that she's interested of coming to Lagos, and then they made an agreement. She said, okay, she will be going. Then Chioma was like, she cannot just come. She will have to put some things
in place. Yes, that makes sense.
Yes. So 2 weeks later, they agreed, and she entered bus. She was calling her. They were, communicating.
Yeah.
It's okay. She said, okay, this is where you stop. Then she boarded a bus, and then here she come to Lagos. So when she got to the bus stop, she came down from the bus, then started calling her.
And then her sister
it's ringing. The number was ringing, but she wasn't picking. She was calling and calling. She came in that thing around to 12. She was calling till to 5. She was there. Yes, and she was left with 100 naira. She was not picking. Not as if the number wasn't going. It was going, and she wasn't picking. So she doesn't know what to do. She was like, okay, I need to look for something else. So somebody drove past. She waved this person down. Naturally, this person is a kind of person, he's willing to be of a help to people. But because of what is happening, he's also scared. You never can tell who you want to help.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't end up being a victim.
Yes. Yeah. But that day, suddenly he thought, let me help. So he stopped. So Chioma was like, please, are you going my way? She just mentioned, said, yes, but I'm not going immediately. I want to pick something from the dry cleaner, then I will now go. She was like, I hope you won't stay long. She said, no, she was not going to stay long. That he won't stay long. She said, okay, enter. So as she entered, so they began to gist to stuff. Okay. Before you know it, the girl was able to tell this guy that she has no destination. That look at she has been calling who brought her to Lagos.
And she was stranded.
She's not picking that place he picked her, that her load is one corner. She just kept it.
So she didn't let him know initially that she was stranded. It was like a coded kind of.
Yes. Okay. Because somebody that came into 12, this is after 5 thereabout. This person number is ringing. She's not picking. She hasn't eaten.
And she doesn't know anybody.
She doesn't know anybody.
She needed help desperately.
So she now opened up to this guy that, see, this. The guy was, okay, what will happen now? Then we have to look for a place so that you will eat. Okay. Then let's see if she will take call. Okay. So when they got to the place, they will eat. It's already dark, around to 8. So after eating.
And this is a real story.
This is, yes, real it's very story. Yes, because we don't want this person
the person's name to be out in the public. Yes. Yeah.
So, after eating, they were now gisting, we were talking. She was still calling the number. It was still going. Lo and behold, this cool evening, 8:39. Now saw this her cousin. We thought this their skimpy
in the same place when they went to eat in the same eatery.
Yes, eatery.
That was a big coincidence.
Yes, big coincidence. We eat
as big as Lagos.
She was shocked. She was like, look at my cousin that I'm calling that she's not picking. He said, are you sure? He said yes, and I said it. Then the guy was like, okay, call her. She was standing. It's evening, so she's out for her business. So she brought her phone, she called, it was ringing. She will look at the phone, it's her, she'll put it down. She look at it, and then the guy decided to go out for her because she's out for business. So the cousin,
like Chioma,
Chioma had to sit and back. Then he went and talked to the girl. The girl, they reached agreement how much he will pay
for the night.
Yes. So he says, okay, that's my table there. I'm still taking my drink, so let me go and drink. She was like, okay. Meanwhile, the lady was like, let's go to my room. Then she said, no, I'll take you to a hotel, so we are not going to use your room. She was like, okay, let me go and lock my room. He was like, okay, once you are done, meet me here. This is where I'm sitting. So when they came, her cousin was already, her face is down. So she sat down. As she sat down, they were both of them on the tent. Chioma now raised her face.
Wow. Wow.
She was shocked. I've been calling you.
I'm just trying to imagine the look on her face at that time.
She was like, I've been calling you. Is this what you do?
It would have seemed like a setup.
Yes. Meanwhile, she never wanted, she was surprised to see that this is what her cousin is doing.
But why would this her cousin ask her to come to Lagos?
That's what,
if she was not willing to help.
That's what I cannot tell. Why did she lead her, watch her, enter bus that morning? She was asleep.
And she saw her calls and just ignored it. Wow.
You know, she was like, she never wanted that guy to call her. But because she has already opened up that she's stranded, there's nothing. So the guy himself is trying to,
He needs
I need
to
to
leave.
leave. Yes.
I can find his way and go home.
So when her cousin came, she was like, "Is this what they say?" You know, she like trying to cover up. This is, you have seen it. Now shower they do. After everything. So her cousin was like, "Why did you bring me here? So you people set me up." They set you up. Oh, I was with her here when you came. So that's nothing. So one thing led to another. Both of them, you know, she was like, "Okay, you know, one of us, let's go to hotel." The cousin said no, she will not go. Then she took Chioma to hotel.
The man took Chioma to the hotel.
Then the cousin was like, "Okay, go, I will meet you people." So he told her the hotel they are going to. So two of them went. This girl is quite young, 22, 23.
23,
yes,
yeah.
Quite young, portable, sweet black girl. And then one thing lead to another. A guy man who doesn't know Christ. And then
he made out with her
yes.
for the night. Okay.
And then after every, you know, the lady doesn't want to go with her cousin. But the guy know that I cannot take you home.
She was not like a liability to him at the time.
And then we don't know before is, please, can you give me a lift? That's what led to opening up. So now, you know, that time he gave her 10,000 naira to, you know, manage. She was like, no, she's not going to go with her cousin. So you have to go with your cousin, no, because I won't take you home. But they exchange number, we'll keep talking. And then that's how she left Chioma with her cousin.
Okay.
After the cousin had to take Chioma to their house.
So they brought her.
Yes.
Where she stayed.
Then
where she does her business.
She collected that money, some of that money, to pay for some days, because that place they pay daily. So she collected that money from her and paid for about 3-4 days for her. Then that night she was like, now the thing where we they do.
Wow. And Chioma was not aware.
She was not aware.
She left her hometown coming to Lagos.
She was not aware. She doesn't know anybody in Lagos. She doesn't know what to do. At that point, that cousin was like, this is what we do to survive. When you see me come home, shining, spending money. And because she's not hiding it. It's obvious what she's doing.
It's out in the air, exactly.
So that night, they bought her some skipping things, but it's not her thing. So she refused to go. First day, second day, they tell her hunger will finish you. The 10,000 naira that guy gave you.
He go finish.
He don't finish. You don't even use and pay for us. So in the evening they will go. But there's something that is so touching. And that's after 3 days. They were bringing, because she paid for 3 days. So the money will soon expire. So she needs to renew. Yes. Then the money they gave her, she will also eat morning, afternoon, night, and just pay for 3 days. So her cousin, you know, see that she's not coming out.
Yes.
What she does is, you know, those rejected fellow.
You mean rejected customers?
Yes. Client. Old men, the dirty ones. Okay, that's what they will bring to her.
Oh my God.
And then because she needs to renew the rent, she needs to keep paying and eat. That's how she see herself.
So she ended up into prostitution even without planning it. It was not her intention at all. But she was in a fix.
Yes. I remember she said her cousin told her that she's doing nanny. She's taking care of her children, and that this husband and wife are doctors when they go to work. So
wow. So the story she propagates and tells people is that she's a nanny. Why on the other side? Now runs. Wow.
You know, as they keep going. I think about 3 months later, she was already chatting with this man. Once, how are you? Oh, fine. So that day, the guy was like, okay, I'm coming to that place to eat and drink. Can we see? Yes. So that night they met. After long gisting, every the guy is not a child of God. He said, babe, I'll take you to the hotel.
To do the do now.
To do the do. So what the girl, because she remember they helped
the guy. Yeah.
She didn't know how to charge him. And she knows that night there's going to be customers. Yes. She knows the amount she will make. So she was like, you go pay me, you go pay me, but there's no, they didn't reach the amount like if it's other customer. I'll pay you. No issue. And that's how she went with the guy to the hotel room. When it's time to do normal thing, The guy said, that is the guy, this a lady he has used before. So if he has not used this gear before, he might not know what it looks like. He said the place was looking so wow, smelly, everything was like, he said, as a man, he was up, but when he entered saw the thing, he didn't know when everything does.
Wow.
He sat down like, what happened, Chioma?
What happened?
This is not right. Then that's when Chioma now started story of her life.
Wow.
The experience
she had to go through in the space of 3 months. Wow. I really don't know what to say.
Real life story.
Wow. And Chioma did not intend
to do that. Yes.
It was
when
like,
she was coming nanny, take care of parents that career, go to work, but they have kids to take care of. Take them to school, cook, wash, and at the end of the month, funny enough, she said Chioma told her that they were paying her them 45,000.
You mean her cousin?
So big money. Big money. You're not paying for house rent.
You're not feeding.
Yes,
exactly.
So the money they are collecting your money. Yes. The only thing you do is to buy your sanitary pad, buy clothes,
toiletries and all. Wow. So
she ended up joining her to do the prostitution.
So she became a victim of circumstance, and that is basically the number one reason why a lot of ladies.
When you see a lot of people doing it,
a lot of
when you see them, you might not know
why they got into it. Now, I just remember the story of a young man. It was an interview, and in that interview, he came into Lagos. Similar story, just like yours. He came into Lagos. Again, I really don't know why people kind of lure people into Lagos and then they leave them. I don't know why people do that. Like, seriously.
Why you cannot help.
Why did you bring them out? Like, seriously.
That's the same thing that was done to Chioma. Chioma one is so pathetic. Do you know? Because they were communicating.
Even this boy was the same.
She said as soon as she got to the bus stop to call her, I don't date the bus stop. This phone is ringing. She wasn't taking.
She knew that she would have arrived. So this little boy, as I was saying, 14 at the time, he came in.
A boy?
Yes, a boy. A boy, because when we talk about this,
boys also.
Yes, even guys now do hook up. Guys do hook up. Women pay them. So when we say hook up, it's not just a woman thing, right? This little boy, 14, came into Lagos to stay with his uncle.
Okay.
And the uncle, for whatever reason in the world, would not pick up his call. The boy was stranded.
Is the uncle aware that the boy is coming?
He knew. The boy didn't have a phone, so he took somebody, he called the uncle. He had the uncle's number on a piece of paper because he didn't have a phone at the time.
And the uncle gave him go ahead, come.
To come. He confirmed with the uncle. The boy don't enter Lagos. Uncle no gree pick him call. So the boy was stranded and a lady took him in. Now a lady took him in. Why the lady took him in? I think the lady was into prostitution.
Okay.
So because she was into prostitution, she was not able to really support him. So it was like she had a boyfriend also, and the boyfriend started molesting this little boy. It went on for a while. He had to run out of the house.
That means the guy was doing boys, doing girl. Because the lady that brought this guy...
No, the lady that brought him in wasn't sleeping with him.
Okay.
She wanted to help. But the guy...
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The guy she's
molesting him. Now, at some point, he couldn't take it anymore. He left the house. And now, still saw another brother. This time around, it was a man that now took him in. This time around, he was like going from fry pan to fire. This one was molesting him on a daily basis. So I watched this interview and I saw a grown man shedding tears. Shedding tears. It was like he had to go through this for years.
See, you can see that most people who are into this is not...
They are victims of circumstances. No, we're not saying in this video that if you're into hookup or prostitution or whichever one you choose to call it, we're not saying that it's right. We're not saying that you're justified. But we are saying that in as much as it is bad, it's a sin, it is fornication, there is no justification for it. Yes. But if you understand the place where some of these people are coming from, we tend to look at it from a sympathetic point of view, not from a place of condemnation. Sure. No, there's this other story you told me about a young lady that I think she parted ways with her husband and she had
Yes,
two
she
children.
parted ways and she
Yeah.
has 2 children. And then when we came in contact, I verified, why are you doing this? She was like, no help, that nobody to help her. This is, she has children. They said,
She was a victim of circumstance again.
yes.
So that was why she got into it.
She needed help.
She needed help. So most of the times, like this Chioma now needed help. She was
It was actually help that led her into.
Exactly. This young boy needed help. This other lady you're talking about needed help. And the truth of the matter is that everybody needs help.
Thank you.
Everybody needs help.
Everybody.
And at some point in our life, we get stranded. So what do we do when we get stranded? Because if we were to speak with 10 people that engage in hookup, I know that some of the reasons which we are still going to look at is peer pressure, but like probably 70 or 80% it's as a result of they are victims of circumstances that they found themselves in. But even at that, Olosho will be solution
at all.
Hookup is not a solution.
It's not
because take for instance you're a single mom of 2 children. Now, what's the difference between you and that other lady?
As far as I'm concerned, there is no difference.
There's no difference.
All is looking for help.
We're all looking for help. Me,
funny enough, even those with husband, with wives, still need help.
Yes.
You said something. I said there's nobody who doesn't need help. Everybody needs help. Yeah. My own help might not be your own help, but help is help.
Yes. But the problem now is when we choose to use our bodies as a solution. And the Bible tells us that our body is a temple of the living God. Do we not know that we were bought by a price? You know, in the previous video, we talked about, imagine that you come into the church and you see a man and a woman making out. What would you say? What would your reaction be? So we now imagine when we now take our body as a temple of God and we now turn it to a place of a money-making venture. It's more or less this. And then
in as much as we are not being judgmental or trying to crucify others, the truth is this: there is no hookup. Is not an option.
It's not an option. That's the reason why
it's not an option.
It's not an option.
Yes,
there's always a way out.
There's always a way out.
There is.
You know, I didn't finish that story. That lady. The truth is that at a time after the second meeting, what that guy saw.
He was pathetic.
Yes.
In just 3 months of doing the business.
He felt, okay, where will I help this person? I want to come in. What can you do? Even funny enough, first he suggested maybe Indomie making.
Street side,
yes. Indomie, why you are paying that when you get accommodation? She says she's a hairdresser, but local hairdresser coming from village. She doesn't know whether Lagos. She said, okay, go and verify. She went to verify, came back that there is a difference. Okay, go and do refresh course. See what Lagos is giving. She said, okay, go and verify. And then he was the one not calling her.
Can you imagine?
She was not.
So she got help.
Yes.
So somehow there is always the thing is this. Most times when we find ourselves in tight situations, we tend to fall back to the easiest solution, and most times the easiest solution is not always the right solution.
Yes, because when she thought of because at the time when the guy was calling asking, I'll go and check, okay, I'll give you feedback at the time, what is happening? He said one of those days he was here from the background, how much will they won't give you for 1 month where you know go make
see. So that for her is like, how much will I earn for making hair? How much, comparing it to what she makes
in a day, even night, probably in a week. Now, this is what you want to give me.
Imagine that she's making like 10 times the amount. But there are disadvantages.
A lot now.
There are disadvantages.
I know many of them. Most times, the money they make, they use it to treat infection.
That's true.
Most of them meet guys who said they don't want protection.
That's true. And they need the money.
They need the money.
Hi. And you don't know what the person is carrying.
I do business. I do sell these body spray. Most of them come to patronize. They'll tell me, give me that one where you gave me before. That one, give me customer. But I don't even understand. When as time keep going on, we keep gisting. Some of them open up and told me that most of them will tell you, flesh to flesh, I will not use protection. But most of them get infected. Most of them use the money.
They just treat the infection. So what's now the oh Jesus? The truth of the matter is that the more we look into it, the more we open it. It's
a wound.
It's
like a wound you want to open.
Like a wound.
And most of them end up meeting people who don't want to use any protection. And they want to enter like that. And you don't know who they want to enter like that. How many persons is going to enter like that? That's why they keep distributing the infection, STD, the STD, whatever. So most of them end up using the money to treat themselves, not having anything.
Wow. Wow. This is really, really pathetic, because the more we're talking about
at the same time, most of them will take in for somebody they don't know.
And then they flush it.
Yes. So they still use the money
for the abortion and all that.
One of them, I don't know what I would say is God or whatever, or their village people, whatever. You know that this student that was saying I shall not die, she did whatever she thinks she can. Because she's looking at the money she was being paid and the money she has. Okay, let me do this small and miss they do within themselves.
Okay.
She tried all she could so that pregnancy could go. It didn't go. The baby was like, I shall not die. Here we come. This is me. And she ended up coming to borrow money from me to go and do DNC.
So what happened?
And I said, so all this while, every night you dress up and go and stand in it. It's the money.
So she doesn't even have the money to. So what do they actually use this money for? You know, there's something about
most of them, when they have parents at home, I don't know who they want to please. They have parents at home, they keep sending. Sometimes maybe parents are not happy, whether your child will tell you. And most times, you must also blame the parents. Okay, like Chioma cousin who came home and told them that she's doing nanny. That's what she told you that she's doing. That's what you're gonna take.
How would you even know that that's not what the person is doing? There's no way to verify. Kai, this is really something that is eating into the fabrics of our society. We've talked about some of the disadvantages, but we know we're not actually done talking about the reasons why people engage into the hookup and all that. Yeah, the other reason,
some people is peer pressure.
Peer pressure, yeah, that's true. You know, you want to meet up. You want to feel long. You want people to know that you have arrived. Like this.
Let me tell you, yes, it happened to me those days in 211. After I wedded, oh, Holy Spirit, this friend of mine, maybe I can call her name. She told me,
no, don't call her name.
Why are you wearing this kind of cheap gold? Why are you wearing this kind? It's not even gold. This one are working made.
Are you serious?
Tell your husband at least. There's still cheap. You see the one of 800,000. There's still the one of 1 million. She came inside my room. She said, I cannot sit down. No. Your room, your phone is on the floor. The same way your room is when they are single, you are married. The same way we are single. Our room is this. You need to see her room. And then she tell us, she will tell me, do you imagine? I'm coming back. What my father gave me is 200,000. What is 200,000? Was
it really her father that gave it to her?
I am coming. That's why peer pressure or trying to feel belong, and they will lure you into what. She was like, can you imagine what my daddy gave me? What can 200?
Nah, sugar daddy down. That's what we are saying.
Imagine me that is coming back with 20,000 and 30,000.
No, if you carry 20,000, come back. Sometimes 5,000 will take
peer pressure. This is how I don't know whether she was a devil set for me. Sometimes in campus, she saying, hey, this clothes you wear and when you never marry, you still marry, you still wear them.
Are you serious?
This is how I was avoiding that. This is how I was avoiding that. This is how I was avoiding that. This is how. Until one day, her father died.
And the father she's been talking about, that used to give her 200,000 and she complained.
She was living large. She didn't wear too good for you. You're going to see her now. There's a single lady talking about you are married. So why are you married? No different. You were wearing these clothes when you were single. Now you are married. Why
you also have changed your wardrobe and your
why is everything they see in your room was the same thing?
Peer pressure. So what happened after her father died?
She's staying in a KBC house, and before you live in that house, everything that has to do with your information really need to be in KBC. KBC is not another person you can lie, verify and confirm before you. So when her father died, so KBC can't go. So KBC wanted 2 or 3 persons to go for the burial. So when KBC called me and one another person, You people will go. Those of you that is from Lagos, you have to go. She said, no, 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 no. She left. KBC arranged money and gave to us to go. When we came into Lagos with the address, we didn't call her. When we came in, we discovered that this babe was staying in Ajegule, not just Ajegule. You know,
the inside part.
Then when we finally got to the address, when we got there, we called her. Yeah, there were 7 in one room. She and her siblings. You know,
in one room.
As wow, and she was living large in school.
Are you serious?
I'm not telling you a story that happened to someone else.
For real?
Here now, yes.
Wow.
Then when we got to that place, that day it rained horribly, and they stayed down. So flood entered. They begged somebody upstairs. So this is where all of us hang like this. Let me bust your bubble. The food we ate in that house that day was I and that my friend that came for that burial.
But hold on. This is the same lady that was telling you that why are you staying in a place like this that is living.
That lady was a thorn on my flesh, as in I was avoiding her like a virus. And anywhere she see me, if I'm going for lecture, I'll be conscious of what I want to wear.
So, sorry, I'm cutting you short. I'm just curious. So what did she do when she saw you guys?
Make ground open and make it swallow, but you know, at this point,
ground no go open. No, ground no go open.
I said the food, she, the siblings, the mom, and me and my friend that came from Olabisi University that day, we bought the food.
Oh, ma go ask question. She they do wrong.
It's obvious.
So why the money for the runs? No,
you don't use. I don't know the school.
Oh, Father. This devil is.
So this is one of the things that put people into. Now you know the question
just
was
so that she can belong.
If I didn't know myself, this is how this.
You would have been influenced. Me. Oh my God.
She didn't come back. After that, after the father's burial, she couldn't come back to school even to
no, she would not have the face to come back.
Because reality
does come. It's in the one day her face.
Till today, I and my girlfriend that went for that, but we didn't talk about it. We are just looking at her. She would do like this. I'll do like this.
Father.
Now like this. We were people deaf and dumb.
I can imagine.
Because you need to see this. You need to see her room. Doesn't look like a student room.
And you know, people like this tend to put other people like yourself and myself under pressure.
This is what she would tell. Maybe your parent doesn't have what to give, or your husband doesn't have to give. You want to feel belong.
And by the time you ask her, babe, show me way, she will tell you, see the way here. That's her father. Now her father children now sugar daddy. Sugar daddy.
So all the money that we're giving, what did you use it?
So you see that, okay, from the story of this lady now, you told us, Chioma, all these people we've looked at, there's one thing that cuts across. Despite the fact that they are into this hookup and all that, they don't seem to do something with the money.
Yes.
You know why?
Nothing.
You know why? Because the devil gives you with the right hand.
He collects it with the left. Yeah. He will make it look appealing. He will make it look as if there's something there. When he give it to you, you have headache. He came to complain. He will take away the headache from you and give you stomach pain.
And you think it's just a temporary relief. And you know the thing, even when they are offered help, they are already addicted.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, now, whether they have the money to live or not, they are now dealing with the addiction because they've been exposed to it. They're now used to it. And some of them need to take drugs to just stay in this.
Yes.
Because I don't really imagine this lady you talked about now having dirty looking men, because you cannot tell the customer, "Oh, go and take your bath." It is money. He decides how he wants to spend.
And they use you the way they want.
You know, some of them
she says yes. She says some of them will do and she will be sharp. They know you.
They don't care.
Clothes, they use you like rag.
God.
She says smelling things. People, as in when they remove their clothes like this, you
feel like vomit. Oh Jesus. Kai. Father, I'm just trying not to get emotional.
Hook up,
Holy Spirit,
prostitute, whatever that led to it. Not be easy journey.
It seems like a rosy one, because when they come out, they don't tell people the pain that they are going through. They don't tell people. This lady was able to open up because this guy has been a source of help to her. So she was able to like open up and tell the guy, this is what I'm going through. Now, for people that are out there and they're like, you're considering some other person's lifestyle, like this friend you're talking about, or Chioma's cousin, you're looking at their lives and you're feeling like, this thing, but I say, wait, they mind. Wait, no, they at all. But I can bet you that
I don't know how where I do my God. Maybe God just put me there, because a lot of these people come. Many of them have told me how they escape death. How escape?
Yeah, from rituals.
Yes,
because that's another
because the
danger
person that is
they're
carrying
exposed
you,
to.
you don't know this
You
person.
don't know them.
She said this person just a room and said he said there's nothing inside the house, only that fan and chair.
Wow.
She said she can't tell how she escaped that day, that it was God. So you see, it's even a risk. That's why I keep saying, no matter how or what led into it, prostitution is not an option.
It's not an option.
It's not an option to make money. It's not
an option. It's not.
The risk that
sex
is there
for money is not an option. Whether you call it olosho,
you call
it hookup or prostitution or anyone, it's not an option. Even if it's one night stand, it's not an option. We're not saying that people are not going through. Yeah, I have my own now. Of course. I get my own children to take care of.
Definitely.
It has not been easy, but you know what the Bible says, that He's our present help in times of need. And you know, I think I like that.
You know, the scripture, yes. Those that put their trust in Him,
they are like Mount Zion. He shall never be removed.
When it's there, you said this thing is there. How is this thing? God is sweet. He has a way of sorting things out, and you just sit down, you're watching, and you're like, how did it happen? Like, this is practical example. It's not something you are
it's something that you are experiencing.
You are still into it.
Oh, Father.
Even people say, you're like, God, how? How
and those ones, He just shows up in ways that you just amazed, and you're like, God. Okay.
Yes.
Now for people that don't know what okay it means, but this is how you are. Now so you be.
Oh God.
Like so. No, this video, it feels like we should just keep going on and on and on, but it just goes to tell you how deep this video is. Now we've talked about the other reason for that, peer pressure, people trying to belong. We've talked about victims of circumstances, and of course we also have cases where people were molested as children. So we've come to the end of today's episode. I hope this video has blessed you. Yeah, this video was not done to judge anyone. It was not done to castigate anyone or make you feel bad about yourself. This video was done to, you know, to tell the story from the side of people that have been there and done that, you know, looking at the downsides, you know, the hurdles they've had to go through, and you know, looking at their life to even check, is this really what?
Is it at all?
Is it really what?
It doesn't at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
So in case you know somebody that is going through something like this, share this video with the person. Or just share it with anybody, because you might not know that this is what this person is
going through.
Exactly. So
because it might be going through it, but cover up packaging. When you come out, you will know that this is. Yeah. So it is very important you share it. Don't keep it to yourself all alone, because you never can tell who you're going to help by sharing this video.
Yes. So thank you so much. If you have not subscribed, please click the subscribe button. It's just here, somewhere down there, so that you know when we put out more edifying content, and give us a thumbs up if you like this video as well. Bye and see you.
And your comments too.
Yes,
very important.
Your comment is very important. You know?
For those returning subscribers, we appreciate.
We really appreciate.
Of course, without them we can't be here.
Definitely,
so we appreciate. Really.
Yes, that's so true. Yeah. So see you in our next video. Bye bye.